Mission Impossible 8 risked turning into a real disaster. Could 62-year-old Tom Cruise have outdone it for the first time? In this update, we reveal all the latest information about the production. It's mainly about the money. While Mission Impossible 6 Fallout grossed almost $800 million worldwide, Mission Impossible 7 Dead Reckoning only managed to make $567 million. These are still respectable figures. However, Dead Reckoning also ended up costing over $100 million more than its predecessor. The significant increase in production costs is largely due to filming during the COVID-19 pandemic, which caused the budget to practically skyrocket. In addition, it may have been a mistake to promote Part 7 as Dead Reckoning Part 1 and not as a standalone adventure. The title of the next movie has now also been changed and is no longer called Dead Reckoning Part 2. It is not yet known what exactly Mission Impossible 8 will ultimately be called. For the two movies to be considered a success, the sequel must gross at least twice as much as its predecessor. This seems almost impossible due to the current production problems. According to the British newspaper Mirror, there was an incident on set last May in which the construction on the $29 million submarine was damaged. As a result, the budget skyrocketed once again, filming was delayed, and the movie was postponed by a year. The fate of Part 7 looks likely to repeat itself, as it was also released in cinemas after a significant delay. Sources from World of Real suggest that the budget for Mission Impossible 8 is currently close to $400 million, not even including marketing costs. This would make Mission Impossible 8 one of the most expensive movies of all time. As with the previous three movies, Christopher McQuarrie is responsible for the direction and screenplay. Fraser Taggart is once again in charge of the cinematography, so spectacular shots are more or less guaranteed. In front of the camera, we will of course once again see the core crew of Tom Cruise, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, and since Part 7, Hayley Atwell. The same applies to other important characters from the predecessor, such as Esai Morales as Gabriel, Shea Whigham as a CIA agent, and Vanessa Kirby as the White Widow. Pom Klementieff, who appeared as an assassin in Part 7 and almost died, will likewise return for the new movie. Jeremy Renner in Mission Impossible 8? The new cast members include Hannah Waddingham, Severance actor Tramell Tillman, Nick Offerman, and Katie O'Brien. Following his interview with the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, there are also increasing signs that Jeremy Renner might as well make a comeback in his role as Agent William Brandt in Mission Impossible 8. Renner was not seen in the last two movies, as his character was actually supposed to have died in a short scene. However, the actor didn't like the way it was done. Quote, "If you're going to do this, you're going to do it right." Unsurprisingly, the story will follow on directly from the end of Part 7. For the first time in the franchise's history, two movies will tell a continuous story. We remember, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 ended with Ethan and his team setting off in search of the sunken Russian submarine Sevastopol. The villain Gabriel is also after it, and he works with the entity stationed there, an artificial intelligence that could change the fate of the entire world. At the end of the last movie, Ethan successfully got his hands on the key. So the race continues. Ethan wants to destroy the entity, Gabriel wants to fulfill its will, and all other parties want to take control of the powerful network. As with all Mission Impossible movies, the actual plot of Part 8 is being kept under wraps until the movie is released. This is quite understandable, since unpredictable twists and turns are a key element of the franchise. The theatrical release for Mission Impossible 8 is scheduled for May 23, 2025, so there is still plenty of time to add the finishing touches. Of course, we are particularly excited about the spectacular stunts for which the film series is famous. There is usually one scene in particular in every movie that everyone is already talking about before the movie is even released. So what do you think? What kind of daredevil actions would you like to see in the next Mission Impossible movie? And for how long do you think Tom Cruise will be able to pull them off himself? Let us know in the comments, and make sure to like our little update video by giving it the thumbs up. See you next time!